I don't know how many of you guys have heard about this, but Miami of Ohio's head coach called out Alabama for stealing their kicker. And this was really funny to me because it shows what the future of the G5 is in college football. And that pretty much is they're one step closer to death. For the people out there that have these dreams, these fantasies about a G5 team potentially being able to win a national championship, those dreams should be officially erased from your mind because there's no chance of a group of five school ever being able to win the national championship. And this situation with Alabama stealing Miami of Ohio's kicker is the perfect reason why. Because you're never going to see another 2011 Boise State or 2017 UCF or 2020 Cincinnati because those squads are never going to be able to construct the roster that good because anytime they get some halfway decent players, you're going to have schools like Alabama who come in and illegally tamper, hit those guys up in the DMs on X and say, hey, like if you come to Alabama, we can pay you a bigger bag. We can give you a better chance to make it to the next level. If you are this kicker from Miami of Ohio, why would you stay loyal to this low-level MAC team? Like, MAC teams are some of the worstly funded programs in college sports. They don't get a lot of support from their alumni. They don't get that much funding from their conference to be able to compete at the level as the bigger schools in college football. And when you have players who commit out of high school or transfer to these G5 programs, especially the teams that are playing in the MAC, they're not looking at that situation as a chance to be able to grow and help the team. They're looking at that situation as a stepping stone to where if they do what they're supposed to do, then they will have the opportunity to take a step up in competition once they hit the portal after the season. And with Alabama having way more resources than what Miami of Ohio does. Hell, I kind of forgot that there was two Miamis. When I think of Miami football, I think of the Miami Hurricanes. You don't really think about the Miami Redhawks. The only person I know from there that's notable that played in the NFL was Big Ben Roethlisberger. And Alabama being able to go in, steal their kicker, you know it hurts if you're the head coach of that program because it now gives you less incentive to want to take a job this low level because it's hard to keep all your best players when you have to try to stop them from getting more incentivized to go play for a bigger program. And this is the perfect reason with Alabama stealing this kicker from this random low-level G5 school to why you're never going to see a group of five team win a national championship. Even if Memphis, Boise State or Tulane get into the new expanded playoffs this year, they don't have no shot in hell of being able to make it out of the first round because the talent between them and the rest of the other schools that they're going to be matched up against is too big for them to have a shot at pulling off the upset. They're not even a quality team. There are no quality G5 schools. You see, the problem that overly gets, the problem with the group of five that fans seem to ignore is that they seem to have this thinking that there's always going to be a 2011 or 2020 Cincinnati, when in reality, those G5 teams that have that kind of talent probably come around only 2 or 3 times a decade. And with this new era of college football, with the transfer portal pretty much being the equivalent to what free agency is in the NFL, it's pretty much every player is up for grabs if they're being, bribed by a school like Alabama with superior resources to leave their current G5 to come play at a higher level. So for Miami of Ohio's head coach, I feel for him. It hurts. I don't more so think that he was complaining. I feel he more so was just venting his frustrations, because why would you want to be a head coach in a G5 when it's hard to sustain a level of success at that level, because you're never going to be able to keep your best players because they're always going to get stolen away from you from a school like Alabama.